What's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is your first time, like and subscribe to the channel. So today I want to be talking about something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I'm going to be talking about the dating differences between Colombia and Brazil. So I lived in both countries. I lived in Rio de Janeiro for a while, and I also lived in Medellin, but I also went to other parts of Colombia and I also been to other parts of Brazil as well. And so this is a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm going to be talking about my dating experiences, what are the differences between both of them, similarities that they have, and which one I think is better. But I'm not going to say which one I think is better until the end of the video. So if it's your first time, subscribe and like the channel. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I'm not here like on this video trying to bash anybody or nothing like that. This is just based on my opinion. You know, I guess everybody's experience is always going to be different than mine. And so here we go. So the first thing we could talk about is relationship wise. When it comes to Brazilian and Colombian women, like the Medellin girls are called paisas and the girls that live in Rio de Janeiro are called cariocas. So my experience is this: which one is more relationship orientated? I would definitely say the Brazilian women are definitely more relationship orientated. From what I've seen, I could honestly say from my experience of living in Rio and other parts of Brazil, that Brazilian women are very aggressive. They know what they want. If they like a man, doesn't matter if it's a foreign man or not, they know how to get after him. They will tell you to your face they want something serious. So I think that's the biggest difference that I've seen between both of them. I would definitely say that Brazilian women, like I said, if they want something serious with you and they like you, they're attractive to you in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna know. They're gonna tell you. They don't beat around the bush. They don't wait for the guy. They're very aggressive and they definitely know what they want. When it comes to the paisas, I would say they're more relaxed about it. You know, I feel like the man has to make all the moves. I haven't met too many girls in Colombia that are, that are relationship oriented compared to Brazil. Not to say that all the women in Brazil are relationship oriented or they're looking for that, because that's not true. But I have a lot of friends in both countries, and so what I could tell you is I would say it's not common for you to see a girl that's single, but also I just think one of the bad sides to it is sometimes the Colombian girls, especially paisas, if they have a relationship, they tend to still go out with their friends and do things with their friends compared to Brazilian women. If a Brazilian woman is with you, she's gonna hang out with you all the time. Well, I don't mean all the time, every single day. That's not what I'm talking about. But on the weekends, when she has free time, she might be busy working or going to school. But when she has time off, she's definitely gonna be around you. And I could say that when it comes to some of the Colombian girls, they tend to flock somewhere else, and they'll still go out with you. I'm not saying they're not, but I feel Brazilian women would be all about you and all over you compared to a paisa. I think the cariocas are a little bit more how would I say, they're more want to be next to their man, more than Colombian women. That's what I've seen so far from dating both of them. We could talk about independence. I would definitely say, hands down, day and night difference. There's no comparison. I would definitely say the Brazilian women value their independence more. I met girls from Brazil that don't even have a career and they have their own apartment. They have regular jobs, and they might not have a lot in their apartments. It might be a studio with just a sofa, a bed, and a small TV or something like that of that nature. But I could definitely tell you, you're definitely going to see a lot more Brazilian women that have their own place compared to Colombian women. If I could be honest, I haven't really met too many girls in Colombia that have their own place. Based on their culture, they usually don't move out of their house unless they're getting married. Or they're moving out with their boyfriend. Either way, it's rare for you to see a Colombian woman move out. And so to me, you would definitely see more independence from the Brazilian women. Yeah, and not every girl has their own place in Brazil. That's not what I'm saying either. But I could definitely say that from living in both countries, that I would say that you definitely see a bigger. I think Brazilian women value their independence a lot more. They like being by themselves. They like having their own place. That's one thing that I notice about them. To me, that's one of the biggest differences, day and night difference that I can say. I could also say Brazilian women are very open, as far as opening their homes. That's what I mean. I met a couple of Brazilian women that have also opened their homes, without even knowing me that good. You could stay with me, and they might not have much, but they're still very humble. They're very appreciative, and they're very they do things for you, that you're not gonna see other people from other countries do for you, you know. And so I've had like, you know, Brazilian women go out of their way to help me out and things of that nature as well. That's one thing that sticks out for me, that they really value like their men there, and they value like taking care of their men. Like if you stay with a Brazilian woman, like she's gonna cook for you, clean for you, and that's something that I've noticed about them. Not saying that Colombian women don't do that, because you know I would never say something like that, but I've definitely seen that with some of the Brazilian women that I've met and I've gone out with. That's one thing that I could say that they have upside for. Another thing I could say, I think they're more affectionate to their man. I think Brazilian women are more like, they're touching you more, they're more looking at you more, they're more like, you know, asking you how's your day, you know. I feel like, you know, when it comes to like their man that they like, even like, especially like you're a foreigner, they definitely like value their man. Like I could tell you one thing, my experience from living in Brazil is like, they love foreigners, man. Trust me when I tell you this. Like, if you could learn just a little bit of Portuguese, and I don't mean a lot, but just like basic words and stuff like that, it goes a long way. Like if they find out that you're American, and they love foreigners, like you're like something like an exotic treat for them. So like that's an upper side that you have for them. Like if you like have confidence, or even if you don't have confidence, like you just like talk to them, they'll talk to you back. They're really nice. They're very like caring. Like I said, like, you know, they love foreigners, man. They see us like, you know, as something like special. And so if you go to Colombia, they love foreigners as well, you know. I met some Medellin girls that tell me that, you know, they prefer Americans and stuff like that, or they prefer foreigners. But I feel like it's a difference. Like, you know, I think Brazilian women see us as exotic. They see us as like something like, you know, great. And I feel like Colombian women see us as something a little bit more different. Like, you know, we have an upper edge because we're economically more better than some of the men there. So I think that's the difference that I think, you know. I could be wrong, you know, but that's what I think, you know. Because when I met Brazilian women and like they've talked to me, it's always like, you know, oh, you know, he's a foreigner and stuff like that, you know. And when it comes to Colombian women, like, yeah, you know, they're into foreigners as well, but I don't think they see us as exotic compared to like the way Brazilian women see us. So that's another thing that I could tell you from my experience of dating them. I also lived with a Brazilian girl for a while too as well. And I think, you know, based on my experience, like I had a good time when I was there with her. Like I said, she cooked, she cleaned for me. She like, you know, made sure I was always okay. You know, she opened her house without even knowing me that good. So I think that's like something that like attracted me more towards them. Like I had a friend too that was living in Colombia for a while, for a few months in Medellin, and then he went to Brazil with me, and he stayed in Brazil. Like he got his retirement visa and he loves it, like, you know. And you know, he tells me like hands down, like he likes the women over there in Brazil better. Like he says like he's been treated a lot more better, and he feels like they're a little bit more loyal to him and like more honest to him. That's another thing that I will say. Like I kind of feel like I've seen the habit of like some paisas that have the habit of like, you know, I mean, all, you know, both of them lie, you know, to be honest. Like, you know, they're all not always going to be 100% honest with you. But I could feel like, you know, I've seen some girls from you know, from Medellin that do have the habit to lie to foreigners. Like they do sometimes some of those girls will try to take advantage of you if you let them. But it could also happen in Brazil as well. It just depends, you know. If you meet the right woman in Brazil, you're gonna be set. And it's the same thing in Colombia. Like I met some girls in Medellin that are very humble, that have been very caring for me. I think that's like two things that they have in common. Like if they really like see you as a friend, or they're really dating you, like they could definitely be very caring. Like I remember one time I got sick in Medellin, and my female friends from Medellin were like texting me every single day, like, hey, are you all right, and stuff like that. So I've noticed that, you know, they do have compassion and they are very caring. Like they were texting me like every single morning to see if I was okay. And that's something that I'm never gonna forget. So I could definitely tell you, like if you meet the right girls in Medellin, Colombia, they'll definitely like look after you. And it's the same thing in Brazil. But like my preference, you know, like I said, my preference at the end of the day is more like Brazilian women, because I think your dollar goes a lot further. Like you have to remember, it's two different cultures. Like I feel like even if you meet a Brazilian woman, a girl, and she's just like, you know, your friend, like she'll still do like regular stuff with you. Like she'll come to your apartment, eat pizza, watch Netflix, drink a couple of beers. Like even if you're like just friends or whatever, you could do those type of things. I feel like when it comes to like the Colombian girls, they're a little bit more spoiled. Like unless they really like you, and or that's your girlfriend or something like that, they're usually not gonna like come chill with you like that at your place. Like, that's one thing that I notice about them too. And when I mean by saying spoiled, I'm not saying like literally they're spoiled, I'm just saying like they have like their cultural thing is more like them going out and doing things that are fun for them, And don't trust me, dude, like Brazilian women, they love to go party as well, especially cariocas. They're known for that. The nightlife in Rio de Janeiro is great, but I could tell you like they're more chill as well. Like you could go out with a girl on the Saturday or whatever. You could go to like any part of like Rio with her, and then like the next weekend you could just be like, I just want to chill, and be like, oh, okay, and she'll come over and just like you could do basic things, go eat, go to the beach, and you could just like relax, and you don't have to be like I feel like in Colombia it's like a different lifestyle. Like I said, it's different cultures, but I think in Colombia when you're there. And I'm talking about like, and I'm not talking about a guy that goes there for 2 weeks. I'm talking about like if you're living there or you're there long term, I think you'll notice it right away that if you're to go to both countries, like one thing that you'll notice is that if you go out with like a girl in Colombia, it's always about going somewhere to like go dinner or like go dance or have drinks. And then like in Brazil is a little bit more different. You have the advantage of the beach. You could just go to the beach, drink a couple of caipirinhas, drink some cocos, or just drink some beers or eat some food there by the beach. You could do something relaxing. So that's why I'm saying like I think Brazil has its advantages, because there's a lot of cities that are by the beach. It's not just Rio de Janeiro. People go to Rio, but there's also like other areas where you could go to that has beaches as well. And I think Colombia is a little bit more different. I met some great girls in different cities as well in Colombia as well as in Brazil. So I think my thing is like I said, like if the girl's really into you in Brazil, you're gonna notice right away. Like they're very about like telling you what's up. They're not afraid to like go after you. They're not afraid to tell you, hey, you know what? Do you want something serious? And Colombian women to me are a little bit more laid back. They make the man has to make the moves. Like I never had a Colombian girl tell me, oh, do you want something serious? Like it's not. I've never seen them do that. It's usually the man. Like even when I see like foreigners go over there, it's like usually the guy has to make the move as well. But you do have to be careful, some people, sometimes, you have to be careful how like you go out, because sometimes, like you could be like going out with a girl over there and like you could be wasting a lot of money, and, you have to be careful like how you budget your money as well over there in both countries. But I think, like I said, when it comes to like, obviously like the comparisons to them, I think your budget goes a lot better in Brazil. The dollar is very strong over there, and both countries is strong. But I think, you could do basic things. Like I said, you could go to the beach and spend like less than $20 or something like that, or even go eat and go to a nice restaurant. And you could do the same thing in Colombia as well. But I think, I feel like, like if you meet enough people in Medellin, you make friendships, like, people like the girls over there have the habit of going out in groups. And in Brazil is the same way too. But I think like in Brazil it's more like, like if you tell the girl, hey, just me and you, it's like, oh, okay. And then in Colombia it's kind of like different. Like I feel like when it comes to like the paisas, they're more known for like I said, unless the girl's really into you or something like that, but if she's your friend, they usually like to bring another girl and stuff like that. And in Brazil, they always do the same thing too, but not as much. I've noticed that. And in Brazil, the girl just sometimes just wants to chill with her friend and that's it. And then in Colombia, it's like the culture is a little bit more different. They're more about going out in groups. But I've also gone out with Brazilian girls that bring a friend or somebody else like that. So don't think that if you go out in Brazil, the girl's always gonna just be by herself with you. Like, nah, she might bring a friend or two. But my experience is that, like I said, I prefer Brazilian women better, but just because like my dollar goes a lot further over there, and I feel like I've always been treated a lot more. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I've been treated so much more better, but I feel like the affection. I think like they're both submissive. I will say that they have that in common. They're both submissive. They're both very caring. They'll watch out after you. They're really your friends. Those are the three things that they have very in common. But I feel like Brazilian women are more about like you'll notice it, like if you ever date both of them, like the first thing that you're gonna notice is that the independence that Brazilian women have, the way they value their man, like they don't beat around the bush, and they're always about like their man. And I feel like Colombian women, just depends, like they're very busy as well. And like I know some girls that work and they go to school and like but I think I kind of feel like I've noticed that I think like the Colombian girl and stuff is more like laid back. Like she wants the guy to do all the work as far as like asking her out and like you want something serious. Like I think like I've never seen like I never had like I've gone on a date with a Colombian girl that's told me something like that, but I have seen it with like Brazilian. Some of the girls I've dated, in the cariocas, like they told me straight up like, oh, I want something serious, or like after 2 or 3 weeks, like I noticed that within like 1 month of like going out with them, like they'll tell you like, do you want something serious or something like that. Like I said, Brazilian women don't beat around the bush. Like if they want something, they're gonna go grab it. And in Colombia, they're more laid back, more. I think, from my experience also that I could say is like, I think like the paisas are more about like, I'm not gonna say living about the moment. I wouldn't say that, but they're more about, like going out, having their fun, and, like enjoying, life as it comes to them. And, Brazilian women are just the same. Like they like to go out, they like to go party, and they like to like go to the beach and be around their friends. But I also think like they're also about like getting like their business done, like as far as like a relationship. Like if they want something, they're gonna go after it. But I think with me, like I just kind of feel like when it comes to Brazil, like, and based on like what I've gone through and what I've asked, like my other friend that's living over there, like he says, like they love foreigners, they come after you, like, and so like that's one thing that I've noticed, so everybody's experience is always different, like this is not here to like bash on anybody, I've loved, both countries. Like those are definitely my 2 top favorite countries that I like to visit. And but I just think there's similarities that they have, those 2 type of women, and there's differences that they have. But I could honestly say from living in both countries for a time being that I could just say that, to me, like Brazil's, your dollar's gonna go a lot further in Brazil. Trust me. Everybody's dating experience is different. You might go to Colombia, you might think it's different, or you might go to Brazil and might find it different. But from what I've been seeing from other people as well, it's almost the same thing too. But I hope like this video helps you out a lot. I hope that you learn something from this video. I hope that you go over there, you learn some knowledge. I would also recommend like brush up on your Portuguese, and you tend to go over there, even if you learn just basic Portuguese, it helps you out a lot. And the same thing with Colombia, like go over there, try to learn some Spanish, try and learn just basic words. Obviously you're not going to learn the language in 1 year or something like that, but you can learn some basic words that would help you a long way. And Portuguese, it might be a little bit more difficult than Spanish, but if you try and like you meet like a local that could show you around, you could definitely go a lot further. That's another thing too, like, I think Brazilian women are very patient. Like you can use Google Translate and like they don't get frustrated or nothing like that, I never had to use it in Colombia because I know Spanish, so that's like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. But I could tell you from Brazil, like, I definitely had to like try to learn, and like living with a Brazilian woman also helped me out a lot. I was able to learn like a lot of words. So that's the thing though, they're very patient with you, they're very caring. And so to me, I'm always going to prefer, like, I think Brazilian women to me are just a little bit more better, my type of women. Especially if you're looking for something serious, I think maybe like Brazil would probably be like a best bet for like a foreigner. And Colombia, you could meet nice, great girls too, but I think in Colombia is a little bit more, I'm not going to say it's more difficult, but I just think the culture that I like the best as far as like relationships or even dating, I think is in Brazil is a lot more better, That's just my based on my experience of like going over there for a few years. And so I hope, like I said, I hope this video helps everybody out like that's watching this. I hope that if you do get to like Rio or anywhere else in Brazil, you brush up on your Portuguese, you get on, I don't know, you could get on Tinder or whatever like they use over there. You can meet girls down the street as well over there. It's easy. I think women are very approachable in both countries. If you try, like I think both countries, the women are very approachable. But I think like, when it comes to like Brazil, I think the women see us as more as like, they see us, they like us a little bit more as far as like, they see us more as exotic, And in Colombia as well, they like their foreigners as well. Don't get me wrong. But I just think like, based on just living in both countries, I think like, Brazil to me is like, I would say Brazil's like, for me right now is winning, But I hope this video helped you a lot. Leave comments, let me know what you think. Like hopefully there's some people watching this video that have like lived in both places, and like maybe they know what like let me know your opinions of what y'all think of the video. And I hope y'all liked it. Like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, peace.